Jenn, Andy, new album. For you both, what do you think was the biggest challenge for this new album?
John Congleton mixed our new record, and for the first time we invited someone else to mix our record as opposed to doing it ourselves. And we're both, well, as a duo, it's a pretty insular process. And we're used to working with one another, but we're not very used to working with others. And so, you know, making this record and then handing it off to someone else in the final steps was a real leap of faith for us in a lot of ways. Fortunately, it was one that really, really paid off, but I remember some moments of crisis.
Yeah, was there much doubt when handing it over? Like, should we do this or?
Not, we knew that it was the thing we needed to do. I think the doubt was happening while the mixing was happening, and you know, the way that it would happen would be, we would talk about a song and we would say we want to take this song in this direction, and then he would say, okay, go away. And we would have to disappear for a few hours, and it's like, you know, your song is in like surgery. It's like a loved one in surgery or something, and so it's a really scary feeling. And
there were a lot of snap decisions, judgment calls that had to be made. I really think it was an extremely valuable experience for us to learn how to let other people do what they do best, and we learned a lot from working with him, and I think it's clearly a better sounding record than we could ever make ourselves. So I'm really glad that we did, but it was definitely a challenge for us.
When he sent you away, sometimes were you surprised by the result when you came back? Or did he change it a lot?
Yeah, I mean it's incredible to hear something like that in one of your songs and not know where it came from or how it was done. And I remember we had asked him, you know, we'd be like, oh, how did you do that? And he'd be like, I'm not telling you. That's for me to know.
He would say, I would tell you, but then I would have to kill you.
Before you go into the studio, you start writing songs, but what's the dynamics between the two of you? Who starts a song off, or does it change? Maybe can you give a little bit more insight in how that works for you?
The songs on Civilian I wrote very much over the course of a few months, a lot of hard work and alone time, so the lyrics and the songs, the basic songs themselves were mine, and the arranging and recording process and is something of a collaboration. So, you know, once the songs exist, honestly, for the first time though with this record, I was a little bit more comfortable bringing songs that weren't entirely complete to Andy and kind of asking for some guidance and asking for, you know, some feedback and an opinion. But for the most part, we work together after the songs are nearly finished, kind of fleshing out the arrangements and figuring out how to play them and what parts go where and that sort of thing.
Why did you want to bring only complete songs in the past to Andy? Why?
Because I'm a perfectionist, and I want to make sure things are finished before they share them with anyone, and that's not a habit that I'd like to continue. I'm trying to become a little bit more comfortable with working with others, collaborating, and
and I think there's also a feeling of vulnerability to present something and say, I don't really know
if this is good.
Yeah, I don't know what we should do with this. But we've been playing together for so long that it's a lot of the time now it's like one of us will complete the other's sentences, you know, in a musical sense, and we're just really tied together intimately. So it makes sense that we sorry, did that sound really weird?
Yeah. No, I mean, I know what you mean. It's true. We've been playing music together for 10 years, so it makes perfect sense that we would have a certain dialogue, a history, you know. So, but it's hard for me. It's always been hard for me to share things that I'm working on before I feel like they're really complete or ready. But allowing others into the process, you know, like I have been trying to do, and like we did with John, and is really important step for growth. And so I'm trying to be less of a a perfectionist, be a little bit less obsessive, and invite some others into the process.